feeling down in the dumps? Tired of your health holding you back? Look no further than Fire Your MD Now with Dr. Glidden, the radio show that strives to get you in optimal health. Look out, Big Pharma. Someone is looking for the knockout punch. Here's Dr. Glidden.
Welcome aboard. Dr. Peter Glidden here, your friendly neighborhood naturopathic physician. Welcome to another live edition of Fire Your MD Now. It is the first day of March 2013, and guess what? I am in Miami tonight, tomorrow. Welcome to Miami. Here we go tomorrow at the Miami Airport Marriott, 1201 Northwest 42nd Avenue. That's the Miami Airport Marriott Hotel, Northwest 42nd Avenue in Miami, really close to the airport. Tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Registration is at 11 o'clock. Don't miss it. That's in the morning, tomorrow morning, Saturday morning, March 2nd. Going to be talking for a couple of hours to anybody who wants to come and listen, anybody who has the smarts to show up. It's a free lecture, of course. All our lectures are free. We hit it out of the park last night, if I do say so myself, in Charlotte, North Carolina. Spoke to 148 people for 3 hours. People didn't want to go home. Nobody ever wants to go home because this information is the best thing to happen to medicine since the invention of the sterile technique. I mean, this is like the invention of the wheel, ladies and gentlemen. This is a hot ticket. Check it out. It's free tomorrow at the Miami Airport Marriott, right there on Northwest 42nd Avenue at 11 o'clock. It is free. Bring your friends, bring your church members. Tell people in your life that live in Florida to get in their car and drive. It starts at 11. We started at 11. So people from different parts of the state could get here. Check it out tomorrow, 11 o'clock at the Miami Airport Marriott. We are spreading our good word of health recovery through medical nutrition. And we like to keep it real here, right? We're extremely reality-based, results-oriented, and as you are already aware, we have both a health opportunity and a business opportunity. Well, every once in a while, somebody comes along that just completely shakes up your view of what's possible in the world. Someone just comes along who completely shakes it all up. And we're going to talk to that person right now. It is my pleasure to introduce to you a mother and daughter, both from Seattle, both recent Youngevity indoctrinees, and I'm going to let them tell you their story. Fasten your seatbelts. By the way, Clint Miller coming up in the second half in about 15, 20 minutes. Clint Miller, we're going to continue our education about politics and nutritional medicine, politics and holistic medicine, to continue our education series. So right now, however, it is my honor and privilege to introduce to you Ileana and Illyrian, coming straight from Seattle. Thanks so much for logging on, guys. How are you doing today?
Oh, Doc, we're doing great.
All right, fantastic. Now listen, tell the listening audience a little bit, Ileana, first. We're going to let the mom go first, Illyrian, so you're just going to have to take a back seat here just for 10 seconds. Tell us a little bit about your experience with health and your experience with Youngevity.
Well, I am originally from New Orleans. We grew up with the saying in New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat. And unfortunately, not all of the habits I grew up with were really good for my body. Fast forward to later in my life, I'm in my late 30s. After 10 years of infertility, I finally get the formula right to have my kid. I have an awesome kid in Seattle. And 3 days after she was born, I had a minor brain injury. And I was having a lot of mobility problems. Walking was very painful. Nursing my daughter and caring for her was almost impossible. And I had the blessing of a lot of volunteers to help me during that time. But for a couple of years, things were pretty bleak, Doc. And I eventually got some help with some cutting-edge neuroscience-based rehab, some movement-based rehab. And my coach kept telling me to go gluten-free, but I wasn't willing to listen until something interesting happened, and that's kind of where Illyrian's part of the story comes in.
So tell us what happened. I mean, how much weight did you lose, and how did that shake down? Hello. Did we lose the connection? Don't tell me we're going to have...
We got you? Hey,
yeah,
Doc,
we're still here. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah.
Okay, so we lost you for just a second. So you were asking a question. We were saying that I was told by my coach it'd be a really good idea if I want to heal my brain to try going gluten-free, and I had been hesitant for over a year. It felt a little overwhelming. And then my daughter, as part of the story, kicks in. So what was going on, Larry, and then Mom was willing to change her mind about that? Can you tell Doc what happened?
I'm a really tough kid. I don't cry at the playground when I scrape my knee or my elbow.
So what happened?
But in the middle of the night, I woke up screaming with a tummy ache.
And what do? Do we take you to the doctor and take you to the emergency room?
Yeah, we took me to the emergency room at Children's Hospital.
What did they say it was? What did they think your problem was?
Stomach flu.
Do you think it was stomach flu?
No, I didn't have any diarrhea or fever.
So I was kind of hard-pressed, Doc. I listened to the MDs, so I didn't know about you yet, and I did everything that a loving mom would do, use the best resources I had and tried to help her, and nothing was working. The doc even sent her, our pediatrician sent her to get x-rays, to a specialist in back pain to see if it was back pain referring to the stomach, or one of the theories was it could be a migraine referred to the stomach. They had all kinds of theories, but nothing helped. Nothing made her any better. My kid's still waking up at 2 a.m, screaming herself awake in pain. And like she said, she's a tough kid. That was pretty unlike her. So one day she's sitting in my lap, and she kind of looks over my shoulder, and we're reading about what?
We're reading about articles on gluten.
And what did you challenge Mommy to do?
Go gluten-free.
So I said, okay, this will help her, Tanya. I wouldn't do it for me. I wouldn't do it even for my brain injury. I wouldn't do it for my weight. I don't know why. I was kind of hesitant. But I couldn't listen to my child scream at 2 a.m. in pain because it was so unlike her, and no one wants to hear their kid in pain. So we quit gluten, and that was about 18 months before her 7th birthday. And what happened right before your 7th birthday? What were we doing? What was your present for your birthday?
Mom was getting me a bike. We had just picked it up. And I was thirsty from working on riding it. So I asked Mom for some coconut water. And that's how we met Ashley and Duffy.
And that's how we got introduced to Youngevity. We met some friends who were also gluten-free, and they listened to my daughter talk in a grocery store about her passion for living in a way that helped her stomach and made her healthier. And they thought she was quoting you, actually, Doc, and they couldn't believe with what we were saying, that we hadn't been listening to Fire Your MD Now. So they introduced us to you and then to Youngevity. In fact, did we talk for a little while or a long time, Miss Valerian?
Mom and Ashley talked a long time.
What did Mr. Duffy do when we were having a long talk with Ashley?
He listened with his heart.
How do you mean he listened with his heart? How could you tell?
And then in the middle of the conversation, he went back in the truck and he got us a box of Youngevity to try.
Now, Doc, I'm an athletic coach, and I'm actually pretty elite in the services I provide for people. So I'm the person that they call when their neurologist can't help them, when the stroke specialist can't help them, when they've tried everything. Kind of like you, people call you when they've tried everything else and it's not working. If they're smart, they call you first. But, I'm eating clean. Here we've been gluten-free and then even grain-free mostly for about 18 months. Occasionally some white rice, but pretty much we avoid grains too. And Illyrian had gone from pain at 2 a.m. that would cause her to scream and wake up to a pain-free life and being just a happy, healthy kid. And we still had a couple problems. What were the 2 problems we still had when we met Ashley and Duffy?
I had red flat dots on my face around my mouth, and
what was that called? Do you know what that's called?
I
think that might have been some eczema or something, but she definitely had a red.
That was it.
She had a red rash all over the bottom of her face. About a quarter of her face was covered with it, and she still didn't have as much energy as she'd like to have, and she was kind of grumpy sometimes about being tired but wanting to do stuff. And I was pretty tired too. I'd been eating clean. I'd lost over 110 pounds, but I was tired, and I didn't want to be tired. I wanted to have enough energy to take care of my kid. And I noticed that on less than a week of some plant-derived minerals, some Ultimate Classic, And what else were we taking? Some Cal-Tide. We had some Cal-Tide samples, some Osteotex. We just took a few things.
We didn't have Cal-Tide. We only had Osteotex.
Okay. So we tried a few things, and instantly we had more energy. We were sleeping better, and her rash started to go away. And eventually we even took some more essential fatty acids to help her get rid of that rash. But I wish this wasn't just radio. I wish it was video and you could see. She's got beautiful, pink, gorgeous skin, the skin every mom wants their kid to have that shows how healthy she is with no more rash. And the tummy aches have not returned. And we are doing just awesomely better. And I lift kettlebells, Dr. Glidden. And that's changed my body composition, too.
Well,
but as hard as I've trained and as clean as I was eating, there was a very big difference. Because I keep track of my training and my results. I'm very results-oriented like you are. And I keep track of them. And in only a week of taking Youngevity as a coach, I noticed unbelievable results in my body composition. So I was losing more fat, and I was gaining more muscle. In as little as a week, it was different than anything I'd done for a couple of years previous. So I was sold. And I said, I'd like to tell everybody I love about this, but I'm not going to tell anybody until I try it for 3 months. And about on the way to trying it, what happened to you? What offer did you get for Duffy's birthday?
He actually said to Mom, we can give your kid a fish or we can teach her a fish. And Mom's like, teach her to fish.
Yeah, so she's homeschooled. And
So they said, we can give you a fish or we can teach you to fish.
Harmony with her passion for nutrition. So Youngevity was a perfect fit, and I didn't know anything about it, but they had some experience both with their health with it and with how helpful it could be to helping their friends and family, and being very community service-minded. And she was interested in making maybe a little bit of money to buy, like, a computer or something. And they said, well, why not? Let's do it. If it's okay with Mom, let's let her try it. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, Doc. I'm not into... This whole world is very new to me. It's very, very different from everything I've done before. I've mostly worked for hourly wage or salary. This is all very different. And I kind of thought what they were going to teach my daughter as her coaches economically. What did you think? What did Mommy think?
They were going to teach me how hard it was to make money. But actually, they taught me, and I taught Mom how easy it is to make money.
I had to change everything I did with my business.
Hold on to that thought, ladies. Hold on to that thought, kids. Hold on to that thought, kids. We're up against a hard break. I am loving this interview. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to come back with the Seattle Superstars, Ileana and Illyrian, after this message. These messages don't touch
Despite
that.
what medical experts tell you, it's just not possible to get all the nutrients your body needs from food. Minerals are essential for good health, but not all soils contain these nutrients, so they won't be in your food. And Dr. Peter Glidden knows this.
Youngevity's organic plant-derived liquid minerals. This mineral supplement, which contains 77 plant-derived, organic, certified organic minerals, in a colloidal state, saturated, concentrated just below the saturation index, is unrivaled in the field of medical nutrition, the field of nutrition, period. There's no other company that has a product that even comes close to this, and this is a big deal.
Order your liquid colloidal minerals from Youngevity today by calling 855-347-3696. That's 855-347-3696. Or on the web at fireyourmdnow.com. That's fireyourmdnow.com.
Have you ever felt like the United States government knows way too much about your financial affairs? I continue to hear stories about property seizures, frozen bank accounts, confiscation of stocks and bonds. It makes me wonder if the U.S. citizen will ever again have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Unfortunately, with the Drug and Money Laundering Act, the IRS Revenue Ruling 6045 of 1984, and the Trading with the Enemy Act and Franklin D. Roosevelt's Executive Order of 1933, some precious metal holdings are subject to government intervention. For this reason, Midas Resources has prepared a report explaining the boundaries of trading precious metals privately. Whether if you have any intention of trading with Midas Resources or not, I have instructed my representatives to give this report out free. Call for your free copy at 1-800-686-2237. When investing, always proceed with caution. Again, call 1-800-686-2237. Exercise your legal right to trade metals privately. 1-800-686-2237.
land in Buenos Aires, then are shuttled to Santa Rosa, where a nicely furnished cabin with all amenities, Wi-Fi, executive food and wine, and laundry service awaits. After a good night's sleep, your adventure begins. You're on a golden stag safari for big game. But it's not Africa, it's Argentina. One-on-one guided hunts for water buffalo, cougar, bighorn rams, wild boar, and the biggest stag deer in South America. All gold medal quality. All the action you can handle. Land Rovers, top rental guns with scopes. All food, beverages, hunting guides, ground transportation included, and more. All more affordable than you can imagine. The adventure of a lifetime starts at goldenstagsafaris.com. The big game hunting ranch. goldenstagsafaris.com.
What's better than Mountain House freeze-dried food? Buckets of Mountain House freeze-dried food. Now the freeze-dried guy introduces convenient, easy-to-store Mountain House survival buckets filled with our top-selling items. Each item is sealed in a Mylar-type pouch, and each pouch is neatly packed in clear buckets so you can easily see the contents inside. These Mountain House survival buckets come with well over a 25-year shelf life and are perfect for emergency preparedness, camping, backpacking, or at-home use. Go to freezedryguy.com, click on freeze-dried foods, and choose our 12-month, 6-month, 3-month, 1-month, or 7-day Mountain House survival bucket with 32 generous servings starting at just $69.95. And all orders to the lower 48 ship free. Call 866-404-3663 or go to freezedryguy.com. That's 866-404-3663 or go to freezedryguy.com. 100% veteran owned. The Freeze Dry Guy.
Everybody, Dr. Peter Glidden. We're having a lot of fun today talking to Ileana and Illyrian from Seattle, telling us about their story with their health, their story with Youngevity. And as God is my witness, Illyrian, the smartest 7-year-old in the world, not just in class, but in the world. She has bad stomach pains that are waking her up in the middle of the night. She goes to the emergency room. The knucklehead doctors don't know what the problem is. They tell her it's the flu. She's 7 years old. She's 7 years old. She says, no, it can't be the flu. I don't have a fever, and I don't have diarrhea. And guess what? She's right. At 7 years old, she knew more than the MDs do. I rest my case. For goodness sake, you've got to be kidding me. She's 7 years old, but the best is yet to come. All right, kids, so what happens next? So you meet Duffy and Ashley, and they tell you how easy it is to make money with Youngevity. What happens next?
So who's your first sign-up? Who did you go to and talk to about your passion about how Youngevity was working for you and for Mom? Who's the first person you told?
April.
Our good friend April. Now, April is the other half of Illyrian's DNA. She helped me as a single mom to have Illyrian. And years later, after she helped me have Illyrian, she had diabetes. She'd had a stroke from some issues with her diabetes. And she had half of her body, her entire right-hand side, was not working correctly. And this made Illyrian sad because what did you want April to teach you?
How to play the harp.
April's a Celtic harpist. And April was not able to play the harp with half of her body not working right. So she started to take the plant-derived minerals and the Healthy Start Pack. And in only days, she was so excited, calling back. She followed your protocols around healing the brain from stroke, and she was excited about how eating eggs that were soft scrambled in butter or that were soft boiled and taking the Healthy Start Pack was transforming what the doctors had not been able to do. And she'd seen the best stroke specialist at the University of Washington Medicine, and in Seattle we have awesome, according to Western doctors, we have some of the best, but even with the quote, some of the best, helping our friend who'd had a stroke, they were not getting their body back. And I was helping her with some drills that I had been certified to teach about how to repair the brain using movement and using mechanoreceptors in her joints. And also, she was taking the Healthy Start Pack and following your dietary suggestions around good foods and bad foods, and especially with emphasis on the eggs and butter. And things changed. She had, I don't know what you call them, Doc, but these rigid moments where the affected side from the stroke would get, not like a muscle spasm, but like her arm or leg would just get rigid and she couldn't straighten it. And that stopped when she started taking the plant-derived minerals. Everything was very different. So I hope someday she gets to talk to you about her experience recuperating from stroke just using the Healthy Start Pack. Maybe there are even some more things she could take, but she's starting out with that. And that was the first person Larian carried this message to, was someone she loved who had lost their ability to move the way they wanted to and to play music the way they were used to. And then you told some more people. Worked for her. Who else did you tell?
I told my grandma.
What is your grandma's medical issue?
My grandma's medical issue is she already had one knee surgery, and she was trying to put off the second one.
She's had a total knee replacement, and she's got some problems with her spine and her bones. So Illyrian told Grandma what it was doing for me and for April and herself. Yep, what was I saying?
So we didn't, Mom, she had, and we didn't know if she would sign up or not. We thought that it would help her, and as soon as we told her about this, she's like, yes, I'm going to do this now.
My mom is a retired nurse, and she raised me to think about healing through nutrition before healing through drugs and surgery. So I got that habit, Dr. Glidden, from her. And so if I sounded anything like Dr. Glidden when Ashley Duffy met me, it was because of my mom, Eleanor Rowe, who's living in Picayune, Mississippi. It's not known to be the healthiest corner of the United States. But we're going to change that. We're going to introduce Youngevity to Picayune and give people there the same opportunities we've been experiencing to have a healthier body composition and, you know, heal our brains and heal our spines and heal our hearts and heal our wallets. There's been so much going on with poverty in there, in that area, especially post-Katrina. We're originally from New Orleans, and so many people were devastated. Illyrian is 7. She was born right after Katrina, so she's 7.5. It's been almost 8 years since Katrina, and they're still having a really hard time, but we know something that we didn't know that we can use to help them now.
You got to love it. And kids, I wish we had more time. We've only got 30 seconds left, so as a parting shot, Illyrian, I want you to tell everybody in the listening audience your Youngevity rank and what you think about Youngevity.
SEMD.
Quick, what does it mean?
Senior Executive Marketing Director.
And why should people
What do you think about Youngevity?
Because it's really easy. You can make money doing something that's fun, and you can help yourself and other people that you love.
Ladies and gentlemen, what's better than that? From the mouths of babes to God's ears. Don't even think about touching that dial. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, coming